King Mo, and it's Glow with Mo. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm just coming on here to chat with you guys. I feel like I haven't been on here for a while, but it hasn't been that long. It hasn't been that long. I don't have to come on here every day, but I do like to come on here. You guys know that you could check me out on TikTok. You could check me out on Twitch as well. So if I'm not on here, I'm on somewhere. You guys can find me. TikTok, Twitch. I was on TikTok for like all day yesterday and Twitch all day yesterday. Vibing, playing music. Sometimes I don't come on here and I go on Twitch and YouTube because I can't play music on here. And sometimes I just like to vibe with everybody and play music and do stuff like that. So not that I don't love my YouTube, but sometimes that's what I do on my off days, guys. So come over and check me out over there. If not, don't worry about it. I will be over here. Trust me. Trust and believe. So I'm just going to wait till some people come in. Hello, hello. Good evening, darlings. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening. I'm just looking up something real quick. How's everyone doing? I may stream from Twitch. I don't know. I may just stream here and just keep it at that for tonight. I'm just going to let some people come on in and hello, hello, come on in. I should have put a little. Oh, that's what I should have done. I didn't do that. I just came on here. Next time I'll do it. Next time. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, y'all. How we doing? Happy Sunday. I'm just waiting for some people to come on in. Oh, okay. I have been busy all day, y'all. It snowed yesterday. And I am sorry. I'm just writing this down. Sorry. It snowed yesterday and I'm just through. I am through with the winter, y'all. I'm through with the winter. I'm through with the winter. I'm tired of shoveling. I'm tired of the winter. For real. Like, somebody else do it. This is not for me, okay? I'm over it. For real. This is not cute. You know, so get somebody else to do it. So I had to shovel today, y'all. Yep. Hey, Shakori. How you doing, darling? Let me get my my chat up so I can see it in the big letters for me. So I can see it in the big letters. Ooh. Malicious. Hey. Yes. You always laughing at me. I was in there in the trenches like, oh my gosh. I really have to shovel I've had to shovel so much this winter. Like, for real, the trenches. My dad calls me and asks me if I need help, and I just say no because he's getting older. I'm not gonna do that. But he does check on me. It's all right. It's not that serious, but sometimes I just feel like it is it's a bad game. How you doing, Shakur? Oh, you splendid. Oh, is my chat slow? What time is it? Why is everybody driving past my house right now? Annoying me. Hello, hello. You're splendid. I feel like I haven't been online all day. Well, I haven't been online all day. I usually am. Oh, you responded late. Okay. I feel like I'm always online by now, or I've at least tapped in, but today I didn't. So I feel like, hey, how y'all doing? It feels weird. Oh, you responded late. Yeah. I don't know what's going on with TikTok, y'all. I'm gonna thug it out though. I'm gonna thug it out. I mean, not TikTok, YouTube. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. My name is KingMo. I don't know if whoever's in here has been here before, but usually on live, I just try to get to know the people that are following me. And we just kind of start up a conversation. That's usually what we do. That's usually what we do. And then after that, I put all the timestamps in the description or I put it in the comments. So we just get to chatting. I like to do that. I like to do it a little bit more authentic. My platform, what I talk about is all things wellness. So I talk about relationships, the Black and brown community. I talk about self-care, self-love. I talk about fitness and health. I talk about looking good, feeling good. So I do talk about a little bit of fashion as well, and I'm going to get into more of that. And just so I put all of that under the scope of wellness. If I'm not online, I am working in a middle school. So I used to teach 8th grade English. Now I work with in student support and family support services around those lines. So that's what I do. I feel like I have to always introduce myself because I'm still growing, so people don't know. I don't know if people are in here and they don't know me. And I always feel serious when I do it. I'm like, so, you know? So people know what they're walking into or coming into. But yeah, I am happy that everything is over. A lot of the think pieces are over for the Valentine's Day. People are starting to I don't know. As a single person, I just never, I won't say I never, but it has been a long time since I really was hurt about being single. Like anytime I was single on Valentine's Day, it never really hurt my feelings. I think it took one time for me to be hurt on Valentine's Day. And I was actually dating someone, and that was it. I was like, I will rather love being single and just like relax and it be another day, you know what I mean? And just keep going on with my day than to be dating somebody and feel alone or whatever the situation is. And dealing with that on Valentine's Day. So if I'm never again, honey, you ain't gonna catch me feeling sad on Valentine's Day. Hello, I love myself. I love myself, honey. Okay. I don't even need a Galentine's Day. I don't even need Galentine's Day at this point. I don't even need those. I don't even need that. For real. I am good. You know what I mean? For real. So, I think that I know that some people really romanticize life and romanticize things, and I understand it, but you got to think about it in you got to think about you. You got to romanticize yourself. You got to learn how to take care of yourself and feed yourself a little bit, Do you find yourself sexy? You should not, this is how I feel. You should not only feel sexy when somebody else is making you feel sexy or telling you look good or feel sexy. Telling you look sexy. That should not only be the time. You know what I mean? Like, that should not only be the time that you feel beautiful, that you feel desired. That should not only be the time. And it's not a bad thing. If that is, then you just have to work on it. Get in that mirror. Get comfortable with what you see in the mirror. A lot of people, you'll be surprised how many people avoid the mirror. You'll be surprised. Strip down and get your eagle on. Get butt naked. Get butt naked and look at yourself in that mirror, baby, and see and look at yourself and start getting comfortable with what you see in the mirror. You can not only feel sexy when somebody else is making you feel sexy. For real. When you're listening to those love songs or like, you're playing, some R&B and stuff like that, romanticize yourself. Like, think about it. Think about those songs as if they're about you, not about somebody else. Think about, I know that might sound selfish, that might sound self-absorbed, but to be honest, you do need to romanticize yourself. You do need to know what it feels like to love yourself, to feel sexy, to be tapped into yourself, right? Because if it only takes somebody else, if the person has the power to make you feel sexy, then when they leave, when they don't feel like it, when they want to criticize you, they have the power to take that from you. You know what I mean? And it adds to a relationship when you already are in your bag. When you come into a relationship and you're already feeling yourself and you're feeling your own sexy, and somebody doesn't have to make you feel sexy or make you feel like, doesn't have to, help you with that part. And, everybody, should be bigging up their significant other, but that shouldn't be their job. You should be able to come into it with a little bit of confidence and a little bit of, okay, honey, all right. Wake up in the morning like, baby, looking good, feeling good, smelling good, okay? You should be able to have that. And not every day. Some days you wake up and you're like, wow, I feel a little crusty. You're not going to wake up feeling like, and that's when your partner comes into, your partner may be like, baby, I don't care when you look a little crusty. I love you. You don't look crusty to me. Sometimes you need a little support during those times, but start to get comfortable with yourself. I think sometimes that's what happens, is that we get to the point where we only have romance when it's another person attached to it. You know, that's why I said I got to the point where Valentine's Day was not even a necessity for me. I was good. When I started to think like, wow, I would rather feel full within myself than to feel lonely with somebody else. I can have romantic experiences within myself. I could go buy myself a couple of things to walk around the house that's gonna make, that's gonna fall on my body, and the material is gonna be nice and soft. Right support in those times are vital. Yes, support in those times, honey. Absolutely. You know what I mean? You do need, because you know what, Shakorbi, you do need people around you that every once in a while remind you who you are. You do. You know what I mean? Even the most confident people do every once in a while need the people around them to remind them of who they are. So that's why you got to keep good people around you, and people who even when you are in moments of like weakness, or you're in moments of y'all, these cars is driving me crazy today. I don't know where everybody's going. In moments of weakness, or in moments of like, shakiness, you could be all right. And you have somebody that's going to be like, honey, you look good. Look in the mirror. I don't have, when it comes to body goals, when it comes to certain things, when it comes to like, I don't have people as like, oh, you know how people have people that's like, oh, this is body goals. You should be your own body goals. Your body should be your own body goals. You being the best person that you can be should be your own body goals. Idolizing somebody else's body can get shaky, because we don't know what they're doing when they do it, and that always comes out. And that always comes out at some point. Remember when TikTok was going down, when everybody thought that was going away, all of the influencers was telling everybody that they had BBLs, and it's like, and then we came back and they were like, hello, how y'all doing? You know what I mean? So, and nothing's wrong with having BBLs. Nothing's wrong with, having any kind of assistance to, because it's hard. It's hard, and people have hormonal imbalances. They have all, people have, all these things that help, that inhibits them to get to their desired goals. So you need help sometimes. You do need help sometimes. So I'm not saying I'm anti anything. I haven't been under the knife, but I'm not anti that at all. Hey y'all, welcome. How y'all doing? If you're coming in, come in and like the live. We're just chatting about allowing yourself. Oh, they came in and left. Never mind. I don't have body goals either. I totally agree with you. Yeah. You know what? I haven't weighed myself in a long time. I just go off I go off vibes, baby. I already know what my body feels like at certain weights. I'm like, I think I might weigh myself eventually, but I kind of know. I'm very in tune with my body. Very in tune. So You got to be gentle with yourself. You got to be gentle with yourself. And you have to allow yourself to have romantic experiences. I think that that is very important, especially as a single person, because um, that is what you kind of crave, when you are single. I'm not going to lie. Going on dates, you know, putting on that music, light a candle, set some ambiance, you know what I mean? Like, dim the lights in your house, put on something nice, dance a little bit, have a glass of wine, whatever it is. Enjoy yourself. You have to be able to create those experiences. Because I think that that's something that, you do miss when you're single. You know, I think that is something. It's the romance. I saw this guy, this guy on, he made a post and he was talking about how him and his homeboy went out to the bar and he saw so many women at the bar, like groups of 6, groups of 8, having galentines, and he was so confused on why they didn't have dates. He was like, why couldn't you guys go on one of the dating sites and just get a date? Like, women have so many options. And I was like, having options to have intercourse and having options to have romance and intimacy are two different things. So that is the realization everyone has every Valentine's Day. Every Valentine's Day. Having options to just have intercourse and intimacy and romance are two different things. It's two different levels of dedication. It's different. And so when you have that, that's where you have all of the galentines, because you have options, but do you have options in an intimate way? Do you have intimate options? Do you have people who are going to be romantic to you? Who are going to treat you in certain ways? And that's why people say all the time, um, social media has given people a false perception of how many options that they have. It's giving them a false perception. Not to say you don't, there's many fish in the sea. We all know that. There's many fish in the sea. We understand that. Absolutely. Like, if somebody ain't doing right, you can get another one. Absolutely. But when it comes to quality, now that's different. Shakori's laughing at me. When we're talking about quality, that's different. You know? And so it's like, yeah, that is why when we're talking about, yes, a lot of women have a lot of options, but they don't have a lot of options of intimacy. They don't have a lot of options of romanticism, you know? And we kind of have to get back to that. Both sides. We all have to get back to kind of wanting to bring back romance. And I think that, with some of these terms that we have nowadays, we're so on defense. We're so on defense all the time that it is really killing the softness between us. Boy, I have to be ready when I get on here. When I get on YouTube, it's more mature. You know what I mean? People on YouTube, you know, they're wrapped a little tighter, in my opinion. When I get on the TikTok, I got to be ready because people are ready to just argue. They're just ready to have battle of the. Remember that show? Remember that show from MTV, Battle of the Sexes? Could you imagine if we had that nowadays, Lord? I don't know if they still have it. I don't really watch MTV. But yeah. You know, and then that word simp is back around and all that stuff. And it's just like, it's getting to be too much. It's getting to be too much, you know, and masculine women or gold. And women are asking for too much, but I think women have always been asking for providers. You know, before women were asking for providers too because they couldn't have jobs, you know, so that has never changed. I think the delivery has changed. The tact, the tact has changed. The tact has changed a little bit, you know what I mean? They're like, where are the funds? The ladies is like, where the cash at? You know what I mean? They're not, it's different, you know? And then on top of that, family, well, I won't say that because culturally, some people's family are still very involved in their dating life and their dating, you know, process. But in American culture, and specifically, you know, black and brown culture, well, I'll say black culture, brown has a wider umbrella, so I can't say brown because I know in brown culture some of them do. In the black culture, family is not involved a lot in the dating process anymore, you know, so the family doesn't get involved, unfortunately, until a baby pops up, and then we're like, oh, this is the baby mama, this is my baby daddy. You know, we meet the person at the baby shower. We don't know this person. We haven't been able to help you vet, and you know, of course, you don't want your family all in your business, but it does take a village, you know. It does take a village sometimes. And sometimes you do have those goggles on. Think about it. Think about somebody you dated and you didn't see them until you saw them and you was like, oh my gosh. Have you ever had that happen to you? Like, you dated somebody and then after the fact, after you've then went through hell with them, and somebody says the most simple thing like, oh yeah, I knew that person was a mess because of X, Y, and Z, and they said like the most simplest thing, and you were like, oh my God, it was right there. That absolutely makes perfect sense. You're like, damn, why did you say that before? But, you know, it's like everything happens for a reason. But, you know, I think sometimes there's pros and cons to having family involved. Absolutely, I think. But I think being more family oriented and bringing that back could help the dating scene in general. You know, we got to bring love back in all levels, you know. So I'm glad Valentine's Day is over. We can move forward because people are on here cutting up. Hello guys, how y'all doing? I don't know if anybody's new here. Every time I say hello to people, everybody leaves. But the way I do it is I just usually talk and then I try to engage with the people that come on live. Um, yeah. So you guys can always chime in. I like to just have engagement. When I go live, I like to have little conversations with the people who are following me or people who just come through on my live, just to kind of get to know people. I like to get to know the people who are following me and their perspectives. It just makes it easier to kind of gather certain things. We need love in the world. Yeah, we do. And a lot of laughter. We need a lot of laughter. A lot of laughter. We need a lot of funny. I got very concerned when the comedians started beefing. When the comedians started beefing, I said, oh, no, 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 no. We are in a state of emergency. When they got when they got online and they started airing each other out, I said, no, 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 no. Hell no. Y'all get to get back. You guys can beef, but it needs to be funny. I don't want to see no serious beef between the comedians. I need you guys to go back and beef in a funny way. I don't want to see the beef become serious. We need a lot of laughs. When that started happening, I was like, oh, hell no. What is going on? You know? No serious beef. The beef needs to be all in the craft. It needs to be some serious jonesing. I mean, I don't care if you make a stand-up special on Netflix and you just go off. It needs to be funny. Period. We need funny. We need jokes. People need to be laughing because everybody is too damn serious. Everybody is just what you say? Everybody's on edge. Everybody is ready. I'm like, what is going on? That's why I said winter needs to end. We are done. I'm tired of the winter. This has been the longest winter ever. So we do need a lot more love and we need a lot more laughs and a lot more quality music. We need some good music. We need some good music. The music that's been coming out lately has been kind of, it's trendy. It's real trendy. We need some heat. We need some classics. You know what I mean? We need something that we can listen to for a while. There's songs that come out and they're like, oh, this is cool, but I don't want to ever listen to it again after that. It's trendy. Like, I need a classic. That music you can always listen to. You can always run that back. Like, dang, I could put that on repeat. Exactly. Good dancing music. Absolutely. That's what we need. We need a couple of that. That's the formula right there. That's the formula. If y'all are in here, I would really, really appreciate if y'all like the live. It helps me. It helps the channel as well. I would appreciate it. I got 5 people in here. I have 2 likes. Right. All-time records. Yes. Because, it got to the point where in music, it got real diluted with the same formula. Like, we had the same type of person. They were pushing the same type of person out. You know what I mean? Like, the same type of person just kept coming out. And the same type of rapper just kept coming out. And they was rapping about the same thing. And it was just like, oh, my gosh. We need something else. They're not pushing a variety of people. So unless you just your ears to the streets, you're not hearing a variety of things of music. You know, a lot of people are just listening to the stuff from that's been out. Improper fraction people to number of likes. Exactly. Shakori. Improper fraction people to a number of likes. That's hilarious, yo. That's hilarious. That new Weekend album is fire. Dochi album is also fire. I haven't listened. You know what? I should have been listening to that when I was working today. I have not listened to the Weekend album. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of the Weekend. I don't mind him, but his voice. I gotta listen to it. And I haven't listened to the Drake album either. I gotta listen to that, the new one. I've just heard a little bit of. I've heard, you know, some things here and there. But the things that I've heard, I'm like, this sounds familiar. You know, I'm not a hater of Drake at all. I'm not a hater of Drake, but it sounds. I mean, it sounds like Drake. It sounds like something I've heard from Drake. But it sounds good. Sounds good. It's consistent. It's like you can count on Drake to be Drake. That's how I see Drake. You can count on him to be him. Like, by the way, hey Antonio, how you doing? You like Drake before he got famous? It be like that sometimes. They make that music, that's that struggle music. They be really trying to make it. That's like Nicki Minaj. Ooh, Nicki Minaj. That's like Nicki. Like her earlier stuff. Yeah. I think that's some of her best music. In my opinion. I think, yeah, that's what I think. But the music has to elevate for sure. It's not where it needs to be. And there's a lot going on and we need vibes. We need vibes. We don't need one good song and then a drought and then one good song and then a drought. We need bangers. We need these people in the lab. We need them off social media and in the lab making quality music. No more of the trendy stuff. No more of these quick artists that they just find and they just throw out. No more of those. We need some real artists that are making music. We're done. We're done with that. We're done with the builder artists that they just and then they throw out here. They're not lasting. The music's not lasting. I'm not a Drake hater, but everyone comes to an end. The new album is meh at best. Yeah, I'm not a Drake hater either. You know, I always find it weird when people all get on a bandwagon to hate on one person. I always am like, I always want to look deeper into it. Like, what's going on with that? You know? I'm not a believer in if everybody's saying it, it must be true. I don't always believe that. But, yeah, you know, he's got I don't think his run has come to an end because he has a strong fan base, but his swag got kind of shaken a little bit, you know. His aura, his aura got, you know, his little bubble got popped a little bit, if that makes sense. Like he's kind of like, he got brought down a couple of levels. But his album, from what I heard, the things that I have heard, it sounds like Drake. It sounds like something I have heard. That one that they're going crazy over when he mentions Melissa Ford and he's talking about Joe Budden or something like that. It sounds like Drake. It sounds like something that we've heard from him before. You know, the beat goes crazy, but I don't know. I don't know. I hope he makes it out. I hope he makes it out. But he's not addressing Kendrick Lamar anymore. I know that. He's over it. He's coming for everybody else. He's coming for everybody else. He has weird beefs with Pharrell and Swiss Beats. Who beefs with Pharrell? I don't know. I didn't even know he had beef with Pharrell and Swiss Beats. What is up with that? I haven't even heard much about Swiss Beats in a while. Or Pharrell. Pharrell just be like, he seems like he's just always meditating somewhere in the corner, like doing him. Yeah, you know, Drake is definitely, he definitely has a reputation for being problematic. He definitely has a reputation being problematic with the ladies as well. So he has a couple of things going on there. He doesn't have like the best reputation, but I don't know what's true and what's false. You know what I mean? I don't know. But he just doesn't have, but nobody could, you know, nobody could really say much. He was still on top, but now it's kind of shaken up. But you know, Kendrick, he brings a lot of what he represents. I do like what Kendrick represents thus far. I do like what he represents. He's a family man. You know what I mean? He represents for community. He uplifts other black women. He uplifts other black, you know, other artists. And you know what? Drake did that as well. Drake definitely, even if they said he was, what's that word? What's the word? Cultural appropriating other cultures. But I feel like he was bringing other cultures. He was bringing other cultures into music and putting other cultures on. You know, he did a lot with reggae and dance hall and stuff like that. He did a lot. So I don't think it was cultural appropriation necessarily. I think he was just showing appreciation and allowing other cultures to be put on in mainstream, which is amazing, you know. But I do like what Kendrick represents, and we need more of that. We need family men. We need somebody who, you know, respects his from what we know so far, he respects his, you know, the mother of his child. He's a family man, you know. He's putting other women on. He's about community. He's about education. He's about a lot of great things. He's about mental health. He's about mental health. Like, he's not rapping. The ongoing rumors is that Drake likes to mess around with rappers' wives and girlfriends. Yes, that is. That's absolutely the rumor. Amongst other things. And people are just saying, like, he has to elevate with the times. He's getting older, and he has to start. His fan base is getting older as well. And it's just like, ooh, what are we talking about right now? We're talking about some real toxic shit. And it's kind of like, if you were a fan of his a long time ago and you haven't grown and you still want to listen to that type of toxic music, but if you're a person that you still enjoyed his music, but you have grown, you're like, damn, like, I don't even think like this anymore, Drake. Let's get it together a little bit, you know? So I think what happens is, and this is what happens in life, and I think this happens a lot. When you have to grow. And at some point, no matter how much you try to hide, it will show. No matter how much you try to pretend like you are, maturing or whatever it is, if you're not doing the work, at some point, it will show. If you're not doing the work, it will show. If you're not doing the self-reflection, if you're not doing the self-improvement work, if you are not doing that type of work, it will begin to seep through, and it will affect the things that you care about the most. And you won't know what to do because sometimes you won't even be able to see that it's showing. Other people who have done the work will be able to see it like, whoa, that was weird. But because you haven't grown, you won't be able to see it because you don't have the eye for it yet, because you have not gotten to that level yet. You don't have an ear for it. You don't have the eye for it. So he has to start doing the work. Whatever he's doing, he has to start doing the work. He has to grow a little bit, it seems, emotionally. And it's coming through in his music. Growth is vital, absolutely. Because how old is Drake? Most rappers don't grow up with their audience. That's why they usually only have about a 5-year run. I think sometimes the audience don't allow them to grow up too, so it's kind of hard. But I think some people have done it. It's very hard. It's very hard. Some people think rap is a young man's game. You know what I mean? It's a young man's thing. But I don't believe that. I think that, a lot of people don't allow them to grow up. I talked about that in another video. People don't allow celebrities to change. They don't allow them to grow sometimes. They will hold them accountable for something that they said 10, 15 years ago. And it's like, I don't even know who that person is anymore. You have to allow me to grow. You have to allow me to build. You have to allow me to, gain new philosophies of life. I've lived 10 to 15 years of life. I don't even think that way anymore. And sometimes people hold you to, like what you said, celebrities hostage, and they're not able to grow. And so you see celebrities come on stage or they're doing things that you're like, whoa, what's going on here? I think, what was it, 50 Cent about Madonna? He was like, when she was acting, oh, he's 38? Oh, wow, okay. When Madonna's on there and she's acting like she's a virgin, and he's like, Madonna, she's like 60 years old. He's like, what's going on here? She's like doing all this crazy stuff. He's like, what is going on, Madonna? I forget what he said. It was hilarious. But it's like, we gotta grow up. You can perform the song, it's one of your big hits, but what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, whoa. So he has to grow. And I know that it's hard for rappers to grow. You know, they got to pivot. They got to pivot. That's when you start venturing out and finding other avenues as well. Finding other things that you are interested in. You know? T.I., we all knew T.I. to be all into them big words. T.I. always loved talking and using those big words that nobody, and all those big words and consecutively. So nobody knew what he was talking about. We was like, yo, what's going on, T.I.? We don't know what you're talking about. And he started doing his podcast. He started talking and doing that stuff, and he's doing that. You know, Joe Budden's doing his podcast. Not to say all rappers should be doing podcasts. 50 Cent is doing his thing. Snoop Dogg is everywhere. He's in Bali. He's in what is that thing? Bali? Not Bali. Bollywood. Is it Bollywood? Is that what it's called? Bollywood? Snoop Dogg is everywhere. He's with Martha Stewart. Snoop Dogg is doing everything. He's trying everything. He doesn't limit himself at all. At all. You know? And it's like, you got to grow up. You got to move forward. I think even his other album, when he was talking about, I think it was TSU or something like that. He was talking about college girls, and it's like, yo, how old are we? You're rapping about college girls. Are you on the college campuses? You know, and I'm not trying to bash Drake. It's not just him. It's not just him. And it's not just rappers. We know people like this in our communities. You know what I mean? We know people like this. T.I. stay using complex words. He stay using complex words. And it's like he uses them all consecutively where you cannot use context clues to figure out what the hell he's talking about, if that makes sense. So usually people use a big word, and then they'll use a couple of smaller words, and then, you know, and you can kind of gather and get context clues. He's just using big words all consecutively. Now you don't know what he's talking about. What are we talking about? What are you saying? But he's doing his thing. He tried comedy. He said it's not for him. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing. You know, and the people respect him. And he was always a wordsmith, so it makes sense that he's doing something where he's speaking. But Outkast is my favorite group of all time because we got them to grow up and, we got them grow up from wild teenagers on the first album to rapping about family, politics, and religion on their last album. Exactly, Antonio. Because you have to. You didn't have to. You didn't have to delete it. I understood it. Exactly. They started to progress as times, because as they got older, their priorities changed. Different things, the things that was important to them changed. And that's why it also is sometimes, I think, a little hard for Drake for people to believe why everybody got on his case about what Kendrick was saying about him, because he wasn't growing up. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was a little bit more believable, because people were like, he hasn't even been accused or anything, but everybody believes this about him. Which is unfortunate, but which is true. Like, he hasn't been, from what I know, accused of anything. But look at how long it took for Mr. Baby Oil to get, those allegations were out for, we was hearing about Diddy for a long time before anything happened to him. So, I don't know, but he's got to grow with the times. Everybody has to mature at some point. It's very hard. It's very hard. And you know what? It's not easy to grow up. It's not easy, but I guarantee you it is rewarding. It is rewarding. I'll tell you that. The wisdom that you get. But to be on the side of failure to launch, to be hanging out with all to be hanging out and pretending like nobody sees your old ass in the room, and everybody's like, whose uncle is that? Whose creepy uncle is that? Not to say you can't hang out with kids and stuff like that, but Jesus, let's get it together. But yeah, I think that is all for tonight. I've been on here for almost an hour, guys. Almost an hour. Shakori's always laughing at me. I'm going to get off because I need to eat something too. And I haven't been on any of my other platforms today either. So if you guys want to check me out, I may go on my other platforms, but I need to eat something too. The quality, when I see it on my phone, it looks very clear. My phone looks extremely clear, but on my computer it looks like just a little bit. But on my phone it looks so clear. The quality. It's all right. One day at a time. All right, guys, darlings, gents, everybody who came. I appreciate you guys coming and chatting with me. Make sure that you check out some of my other videos. Please go look it up. Check out some of my shorts. I think I want to post some of my highlights from my lives on my other platforms on here. I don't know how that would be received. Let me know how you guys feel about that if I post, because sometimes I like to post some of my highlights from my other lives, because sometimes they're funny, sometimes they're, we talk about things that I think are important, or they're just entertaining, or just good topics, and I like to post some of the highlights from that. Um, so let me know what you guys think about that. I do want to post some of the things on here. I will be posting a lot more. I'm going to be posting some fitness stuff this week as well. So yeah, check out some of my other videos, some of my, yeah. All right. Like, share, turn on those notifications, darlings. All right. I love you long time. Peace. Thank you, Antonio. Oh, you got me on the big screen. Hey, hey. Ooh, I'm on the big screen. Bye, guys. Oops. Okay, let me try to do this one more time. Wow.